I just want to remind everybody that today's video is sponsored by Ultra Pro. I also want to tell you that now is about the time many of you are going to be going out and picking up your Commander Legends product from your local game stores. And maybe you don't know about the matching protective gear that Ultra Pro produces that you can get for your new commanders. For example, we have this wonderful package here that's got a deck box, sleeves, and a playmat, all representative of Rebic, Architect of Ascension. And each box comes with a matching divider and 100 matching sleeves. Pretty sweet. You can also get deck boxes and playmats for Rogak, Liza, Sakashima, and Jeska. But that's not all. There's still a little more Commander goodness. Normally you get like 5 pieces of art from the set on Ultra Pro material, but this time there's 10. You can get these score pads that feature art from Anara, Kedis, Kellerth, Esior, and Falthus. Each pad also features the Planeswalker symbol on the back. So remember, when you head to your local store to pick up your pre-ordered boxes of Commander Legends, or even just pick up some boosters of Commander Legends, you can just ask them, hey, do you have the latest Ultra Pro playmats or deck boxes? Or maybe even score pads if you just need something to keep track of your life. And if not, check out the link down below to the Ultra Pro store if you want to pick up stuff for your favorite Commander Legends. Now, let's get to the video. What's up, Dragon Brood? So today we have something fun, something simple. We are just going to try an Orzhov Party list. We've had a few people asking like, hey, have you put a party deck together? We did a couple of them, so you can see those. I'll probably have them linked in the tags throughout this video. They'll appear over there, somewhere opposite one of these upper corners. But we are going to give it a go again and see if maybe these changes we make a difference with the new metagame the way it's been, because we really haven't tried it since the banning of Omnath, so we'll see if that makes a difference or not. But before we do that, please remember to like this video, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and help me out a little bit. And then after you do all that, let's go take a look at this Orzhov party list. All right, starting at the top, I mostly feel like whatever party list you build is going to start with black and white. We've done some that were Mardu. I've seen some that have tried to play with green in them, but I think the reality is some of your best cards for party just happen to be in white and black, and it's hard to get away from those. So starting at the top, we're going to be playing Archpriest of Iona. This is actually one of the decks where the Archpriest could potentially get the full bonus and the flying, so that'd be kind of nice in here. We're playing 3 5/1s just to protect our creatures. We do have a lot of humans, but we have a couple of non-humans as well, so hopefully if the opponent tries to do something like, honestly, even just trying to stomp a creature and can protect it, that would be good enough for this list, because we need to protect our group of bodies so we can maximize our abilities here. We're playing 3 Drannith Magistrate. This is something we wouldn't have done necessarily before Omnath was banned, but now when you have stuff like the Gruul adventure decks running around, this prevents them from being able to take advantage of all those adventure cards. So we'll see how well it plays out. There's a few other situations where this could come into play, but that would be probably my biggest concern. We're playing Nublark Aspirant. This card's just great. It is a cleric, so it still contributes to your party mechanic, but the ability of just getting +1/+1 every turn is really good in this list because so many of your creatures are small, and this gives you a way to really boost them up as the game goes on. Acquisitions Expert. Very often we're going to be doing this for 2 or 3, which is still fine in a lot of cases. Let you get the card you want from your opponent. Playing 4 Dire Tactics because it's probably the best removal we can play considering how many humans we have. Stonework Pack Piece. Not too bad. It does give us some other color mana, which we can use with Tazri down there at the bottom, but it does also count as all the different types for our party. Lurrus, also good in this list because so many of our party members are cheap, honestly. I mean, you're talking about all these being at 1 or 2 mana, so being able to get those back could really help us out late in the game. Playing 4 squad commanders. Again, we can assemble a full party here, so getting to attack with all your stuff having indestructible and a bonus is pretty big. And when it comes into play, it just makes extra tokens. We can just lead to you killing your opponent anyway. Trying a couple of copies of Journey to Oblivion as one of our other removal cards to go with our Dire Tactics. Playing Tazri just to get some free cards, because getting free cards is always awesome. Playing 1 Thwart the Grave just as a way to kind of get stuff back out on the cheap. You know, maybe we can do this for 3 is what I'm hoping most of the time when we cast it, but we'll see. And then, of course, we have Amaria's Call for 2, 3 Aghanim's Awakening. Then we have 3 Plains, 1 Swamp, 4 Bright Climb Pathways, 2 Clearwater Pathways, 2 Branchloft Pathway, and then 3 each of the Survive Triome and End of the Triome. Now, you're probably wondering, why do we have these pathways and stuff in here? The reality is we're just trying to make sure we can use Tazri in case we don't have a Stonework, Pack Beast, or whatever. But truthfully, the Pack Beast doesn't really help us with Tazri because it still costs us 2 mana. So we want to be able to potentially get 1 or 2 of these off lands into play and just turn this to an island. Or blue mana, I should say. And then turn this into green mana, right? Because if we don't and we just draw it earlier in the game and we need it, we could just make it white, or we can just make the Clearwater black, and that's okay. So it's almost like our deck's just playing with optional 2 more swamps and 2 more plains that we can just turn into something else. Whether it's good enough or not, we'll find out. But let's do so in the arena. All right, the opponent's going to go first here. Wow, I feel like we just keep this. It's probably not great, honestly, but I figured worst case scenario, we could play a Pack Beast if we really want to. All right, an Intimidator. Not sure how we feel about that just yet. This gives us black and whites. Let's just set this to white. And let's play this. Mostly because it can't be stomped, and that opens up the possibility to get a little more out of our Acquisitions Expert, potentially. I mean, you could just as well get hit with something like a Scorching Dragonfire or some such. We're not interested in blocking, obviously, because they can just pump. Well, that's a cool benefit that the Drannith Magistrate gives us. It blocks a Robber of the Rich. We like that. All right, so the Pack Beast is just a 2/1. Not exciting. But does open up the door for us to be able to do some shenanigans on the next turn, possibly. Put this in tapped. Play the Pack Beast, and then I'm just going to pass. We'll see where this allows us to get. I have a feeling this Pack Beast is just going to be dead. And with good reason. You know, if I'm in my opponent's seat, you have to say, okay, obviously this is what you're trying to do with this deck. Let me go ahead and kill this so I don't have to worry about it. Oh, they got a Lurrus for us from a son of a... That makes us quite sad. That is real bad for us. Man, that hurts in a lot of ways. So if we play this, we would make 2 tokens right now. Which isn't awful. Ugh, man, we do not want... I mean, this sucks. We don't want the opponent to cast a Lurrus, but we may not have a choice. I was just thinking we might want to... Well, I mean, we could play the 3/3 and then just double block or something. Don't love that. But yeah, it's probably our best bet, sadly. I was kind of thinking about this Journey to Oblivion, but don't think that's our plan right now. The Magistrate keeps them from casting the Bonecrusher Giant, so that's good. We don't have to worry about that. It's just what new stuff do they have in their hand. That's the real concern here. All right, Phoenix of Ash. We may have to work to get rid of that. And that could be a problem. All right, we don't have a rogue in play. So we could do this. Get to look at 3 cards. Which I'm guessing they're probably Torbrains and Embercleaves at this point. Yep, exactly. Torbrains and Embercleaves. Not a surprise. So how do we feel about Torbran? I think, I mean, I guess we take, I mean, we take Torbran. And then we just get rid of this. Whoa, 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 whoa. Just put that into play. And then no attacks. We'll try next turn, maybe. I'm really hoping we draw something like either the Priest of Iona would be the best thing. Archpriest. That'd be the best card we could draw. Or maybe more acquisitions experts. I don't really know. This is making that Embercleave they have start to look real scary like, though. Well, we do get 3 tokens this time, so that buys more time. Which is good, I suppose. I mean, we actually can't even attack because we have to put so much in front of an axe if they're able to cast this Embercleave. Yeah, I mean, we don't have a choice. I mean, an axe is going to be a 7 power. I mean, do we have to put all that in front of it? 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I guess we do. It's pretty gross. I'm not going to lie. Because it'd be a 4 toughness after killing that. Yeah. Oh, that makes my heart sad. I mean, you could pump this. You could Embercleave here. And make that 4, then 5, and we would take 10 and go to 1. So we could still die next turn. I mean, I guess. Ugh, I don't love this at all. I mean, I wonder, I was just thinking maybe I could have put the Drannith Magistrate and the Acquisition Expert on the Intimidator and then just let the Robber come through for 2, because even if the Robber got juiced up for 6, it wouldn't be that big a deal. And then we would have still killed the Intimidator. So yeah, that's probably a better plan, actually. That's really bad on my part. That's a bad block. Because we really don't get anything out of it. Oh, Tazri's nice. I do that. That only leaves 2 open, so we wouldn't be able to play Tazri. Tazri is a 4/6 is pretty legit here. Getting 2 tokens is really nice too, though. Yeah, I guess we have to try. But we know there's still an Embercleave in their hand, plus an unknown card. Or they could just pump with Castle Embereth. So there's that. Unfortunately, we needed some of the other cards in our deck and did not draw them. Yep. Think we're just dead. Let's move on to the next game, y'all. Alright, we get to go first here, so we'll keep this. And this is exactly what I was saying, like, where we don't really have any black lands, but this just lets us be played as a black land here early if we want to. We're not really losing any advantage. Like, we just don't play it as an island. I mean, if anything, I mean, I guess it increases the misclick percentage. but that's about it, really. We're going to go ahead and put this on black, and then we're just going to cast the Pack Beast. And mostly because we want to be able to cast the Aspirant with the Fight is 1-up. And still be able to protect it. And possibly protect the Pack Beast as well. Though they may just want to kill the Pack Beast here and try to attack. I don't know. They are rocking the dog sleeves. Alright, opponent, what you got? All right, there's a Mogis Favor. Sure, makes sense. So I guess we're playing the Lurrus type deck, but not with the Lurrus Companion. That's interesting. All right, I guess we will cast this Aspirant. And we'll go to the next turn. And that's it. Now we can Acquisitions Expert for 2 next turn. So that would be nice. Or if we get a land, we'd have the ability to Acquisitions Expert and Dire Tactics, because Dire Tactics actually exiles, does not destroy, which is a big deal when you're talking about Archfiend's Vessel. Though they're going to likely be able to block with at least 1. And the downside against this deck is they're playing enchantments for removal. We can actually get indestructible, but that doesn't solve our problem. Yeah, no blocks. I mean, because my guess is we would block and then they'd play another Mogis Favor or something. And in those cases, we would die because the Mogis Favor would give it 1 toughness or destroy it at 1 toughness. And unfortunately, that also does the same. So can't do anything about that. All right, getting a Lurrus is kind of nice here. Yep, let's go ahead and do that. And see what we can get from the opponent with our whole 1 card. Sure. They don't mind that going to the yard, I'm sure. They have to exile, what, 2 other cards? Sure. And they currently have 3 total in the yard. So that would clear their yard to be able to kill our Acquisitions Expert. You know, I'm going to go ahead. Because if they spend the mana to kill our Acquisitions Expert, so be it. If they don't, and then they decide to get back an Archfiend's Vessel, we do have the Dire Tactics. So we're not that concerned about it. They had 3? Oh my goodness. How awful is that for us? Fiend Artisan, sure. Well, this is unfortunate. We got stuck on land here, so we're just going to have to play this. Hopefully it lives. If not, we're in pretty bad shape because we got nothing after this. A whole lot of nothing. I mean, they could go search for something here, though. They could get something that costs, what, 3? No, because it costs 1 to start it. So you can go get a 2 mana thing. No blocks. Which means they're probably just going to kill Lurrus anyway, but let's find out. Oh, they have a Lurrus of their own. Okay, well, that changes things. I did want to do something else on this turn, but it looks like we're not going to get that option. Boy, did we want to land something fierce this turn. All right. Now they can go search for something that costs 3. Choosing just to attack with only the vessel. Yep. So that means they're going to search for something with this Fiend Artisan. I just don't know what. The thing is, if we can get Lurrus active, I mean, we can get 1 or 2 of these creatures in play. We could get off this Thwart the Grave, which could be pretty nice too. End up with almost all of our creatures back in play. Yep, I got a Lurrus back. Not a lot we can do. All right, we're going to move on to the next one. All right, we'll keep it. I think we're kind of in the same situation, though. I mean, we've actually drawn very well on mana. I can't say anything about that. So that's been great. But gotta have things you can keep playing afterwards. Picking up a second Lurrus is kind of nice. All right, opponent. How we doing? We'll start here. Oh, nothing for the Lurrus. Huh. Well, I guess our plan now is just pump that Luminarch Aspirant, because there's going to be a Shatter the Sky in our future. I believe enough in it that I may not even play another creature this turn. I might just try to set up so that we can just Lurrus and get something back next turn. Oh, there's a Doom Foretold. Well, dang it. I guess playing a thing would have been good, huh? I guess on the plus side, we do have Lurrus, so that's not the worst thing. Get rid of the Luminarch Aspirant. Play this. Play Aspirant. Next turn, let's go attack for 4. Isn't really the script for how you beat Doom Foretold, but hey. Let's do what we can do. Alright, playing an Omen of the Sea, sure. Thing is, though, if they don't find a kill card here, they're just dead next turn, right? Because even if we sack the Archpriest, they would die to our Luminarch Aspirant and Lurrus. So they have to have at least like an Eliminate or Heartless Act or something here. Otherwise, that's it. I mean, because they can get rid of Lurrus, and then we sack the Archpriest. Okay, there you go. That makes sense to me. Well, alright, so they're still going to be at 1, even if we get this Aspirant back. Well, that's cute. Don't hate that. I think we go ahead and play it. I'm just trying to think about coming turns. Like, let's say they do decide to Shatter the Sky next turn. We could play Lurrus and something out of the yard, I guess, with this Agadeem's Awakening. I was just thinking, like, if we use the Agadeem's Awakening, we could get Aspirant and Archpriest back, or just get a Lurrus back if we were to draw another land. Actually, no, we'd still be short. So yeah, that doesn't really help. Oh, we don't have triple black anyway. So yeah, I think this is what we're going to do. And then I guess, as much as I hate it, play the Pack Beast. Alright, Shadow the Sky, we do at least get a card out of this exchange if they have it. Otherwise, we got it. Alrighty, we will keep this. I think our plan is just going to be Archpriest, Pack Beast, and then we'll just see what happens after that. And just to see if maybe we can get some early damage in and see how that works out. And it's possible we could get them to use something on one of our first 2 creatures and leave Lurrus alone for a little bit, which would be kind of nice, but we just also drew another Lurrus, so that doesn't really matter. Now I want to draw a Rogue. That would be nice. Let's get our Acquisitions Expert. Well, okay. I guess we have to keep this. Don't love it, but I think it's the right answer. All right. Oh, well, that's a thing you can do. Fortunately for us, we have more things. Yay, us. Sadly, I think this one has to be set on white, knowing what the following turn is going to look like. Because now we want to just going to go aspirant, aspirant, see if we can pump up this stonework pack beast, I think. Cling to dust, alright. That doesn't hurt too bad. Pay 3 life. Sadly, we're not going to really get to use this acquisitions expert to get anything we want. And we're just going to have to hope they don't have a Shatter the Sky here. Loading up the pack beast just in the event they do have a Shatter the Sky, we at least get a card. I mean, it's not great, but it's some type of consolation. They didn't just land Shatter, though, here, so that's not awful for us. And this puts us in a situation where maybe, just maybe, we could get these going. Alright, land comes in tapped. What are you casting this turn? Apparition. Alright, that's fair. That makes sense. Okay. This in tapped. Get to look at 2 cards. They're probably not going to show us the big card, whether it's Shatter or whatever. We won't get that out of the deal here. We know that much. Ooh, do we care about them casting a Treacherous Blessing here? I don't know if we do. I feel like the answer is no, we don't really care. Though if we take their land, that might be the only thing they had. Because interestingly, they had this in hand. They opted not to do it last turn. Which I feel like tells us there's no Shatter the Sky. Because they could have just went and got another untapped land and got our stuff. So I don't know what those other cards are, but I'm going to get rid of that. All right, like I said, I don't know if that was correct, but it just made logical sense to me to do that. Because here, like, yeah, they can get extra cards from the Treacherous Blessing, and it's not great for us, but it's not bad either. You know what? Little acquisitions expert, you just got to go, friend. You served your purpose. Yeah, you did your job well. Yep. Get in there. I mean, that's 6 now. You got to really start deciding if you want to block or not. I mean, they might just Shatter here. If they picked one up. Nope, they're going for Treacherous Blessing, looking for an answer. Oh man, if we can get... Yeah. Well, that was a fun and interesting trip, to say the least. You know, one of the things I will say about the list, if there's a real concern with it, is that almost all your stuff is even cost. Except for, I think, Archpriest of Iona, the Lurrus, and Tazri, I think, cost 5. But realistically, I think this list probably needs something in the 3 mana slot, just so you don't get wrecked by Extinction Event. That was definitely a concern while we were playing. If I get a choice, I really think you're looking at either Taborax or Nighthawk Scavenger. And I'm probably going to go with the Nighthawk. Just because it does have Death Touch, you know, which helps a lot. It does fly, which can do extra damage. We do have enough clerics in the list that we can almost really make use of something like Taborax. But I think I want to just take the chance to possibly just deal extra damage to the opponent in the air, not have to worry about growing a creature. It is double black, but we do have a lot of things that produce black mana. Very often we had 2 black, and that wasn't much of a concern. So I think I'm going to do that on the final list, and that's probably it. Otherwise, I think it's totally playable. You do have to be careful about your sequencing. Try to take advantage of, you know, playing your cards in the right order to maximize everything. But yeah, I was digging it. It's definitely playable, more so probably now than it was before the Omnath ban. So that's one thing to consider. But yeah, remember you can get the updated deck list from the description below, where you can also find the link to our Discord, my Twitch channel if you want to come over there and watch us when we're playing different decks, or if you just want to get some merchandise for yourself and help me out as well. All of that is available in the description down below. And as usual, if you haven't, please remember to like this video, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. And that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.